If you have an online product business, you probably know that there's a massive drop off from the visitors on your website to how many people buy. And now in this video for Bulletproof Coffee, I'm going to go over why I think that is and how you could take the same principles and apply it to your website. So look, I don't think traffic is a big problem for this brand. They're a pretty well-known brand out there. You might have heard of them mainly around, they started in the bulletproof coffee. You might have heard that term. They got a decent following online. But again, some of this content here I don't think is the best in getting people to buy. And I'll go over why that is as well. And then how they could help people to decide on their website what's actually the right product for them. This is not a roast. Look, I'm here to help people, even Bulletproof Coffee themselves. But I know there's a lot of people out there with similar e-commerce websites, and there's just really common mistakes I see all the time, everywhere. Even in big brands like this, it still can apply if you've got a smaller brand, a new brand. I just want to help you guys not miss revenue that is hitting your site. You're just losing it. There's a hole that needs to be plugged, and I'm here to help with that. So I want you to basically try to recognize some of the things I'm talking about and apply it to what you're doing. So I think the big problem here with their site is actually, what should I buy? So what should I actually buy for my specific problem? Now this is sort of like a supplement website. So, you know, it's fixing a health problem or what's the word? A biohacking problem, someone who's maybe low on energy, those kinds of things. So firstly, you got to identify your problem. What is it? And then what product can fit and help that. So I would kind of do like a lead magnet. Now, I always say this, most of my videos I talk about a lead magnet. Now, it's not the lead magnet you'd think about, like a PDF. You download a PDF, it gives you some rubbish and it doesn't really help. Now, this one, I would install some sort of quiz. Now, the great thing is, with a quiz, you can gather some information on your clients, on your ideal clients. You can also get their email, put it in your database, help nurture them, send them offers, and future promotions, products. But also the quiz, you can take the information and put it in your database as well. So you can know that they're a gym bro and they're more interested in protein stuff, or they're a chick, they're more interested in skin, beauty, maybe slimming products, that kind of stuff. Like, you've got this information now and you can use it in your database, but you've also helped a lead, a potential client, and they're willing to sort of give that information in return for you helping them, which then helps you dial in your back end more as well. So there's big benefits to quizzes, and this is sort of the hook I would go with this company is, probably like a big call to action on the top of their website, but also I would do it through their social. So they have got some good stuff here. Recipes, they go great. Like being able to see how the product is being used, and obviously making sure it looks amazing when the recipe is there and people are like, oh, I want some of that, and your product is there. Now that's great. There's multiple ones here. I mean, this isn't as engaging as like a reel, but I would have call to action. So there's a link here, but you could put in call to actions here of like, find your bulletproof morning stack, for example. Now, I think that's really strong. And again, having it actually having a link here as well. I think it actually is. There is a link there on the app, but on the websites they don't have them unless you're logged in. But you can do stories. Find your morning stack. Different call to actions around that. Like talking to the pain point. And again, I've talked about it before, but mirroring the customer or the viewer's pain points, talking directly to them, low on energy, need a boost, protein. Like there's so many different angles you can go at. Creatine, you can jump on the creatine buzz, which by the looks of it they are. Talking about different types of coffee, all that kind of good stuff. Finding those trends online that are trending in this space. And again, there's plenty of new AI features and softwares that's coming out where you kind of just put in your niche and then it spits out the the high performing, above average pieces of content, and you kind of can just remake that to your own. Now, I'm not saying copy, I'm saying remake it and make it your own. And jump on those. Now that helps with reach and getting in front of those customers, but making sure your messaging is right too. Now, this isn't any old just coffee brand. There's a lot that these guys do that's different. And if your messaging is right, the algorithms will push it to the people who are interested in that, because algorithms know us better than we know ourselves. So if your messaging is on point, it'll put you and your brand and your messaging and your offers in front of the people who care. And then when they get to the website, you want to give them a reason to take action. And this is a big thing. Any e-commerce person will know that, especially if they're running ads or doing content already, you get, thousands, 100,000 views, whatever, on your content. A very small amount will go to your website, and even smaller amount will buy. And so it is closing those gaps, or should I say widening them. So the drop off between views to purchase is a whole lot lower. Basically, improving conversion rate. A lot of people kind of, I guess, in e-commerce are quite fixed on that sort of metric. So I would install a quiz, a build your morning stack quiz, or find your bulletproof stack, something like that. What's your bulletproof morning? Those kind of things. And it would be a simple little quiz, nothing massive, couple of questions like, do you want more energy, focus, mood, support, gut health, weight, protein, whatever it is? Do you already drink coffee? Could be one. If bulletproof coffee is one of their big sellers, which I'm sure it is, maybe they want to push more of that. May as well. It's probably the biggest audience there they've got. Do you drink coffee daily? Or how? Because look, most people do. That's a silly question. How do you drink your coffee? Something around that. Now, these guys are coffee experts. They know coffee in the industry better than I do. I don't drink coffee, never made a coffee, don't like it. So look, not my strong point here. But if they were a client of mine, I would talk to them more about understanding that and their customers and how they understand their customers around coffee, and I'd be able to come up with some better ideas there. But I know bulletproof coffee is it's big in the low carb space. So finding out around their customers, do they fast often? Are they low carb? Any other sort of health things that they might be looking into? Do you prefer the pods or the ground coffee, instant, whatever it might be? Do you want, are you interested in one-time thing or a subscription kind of thing? This all helps again with that back end, so you know what kind of offers to send them. But also, you might see again, you could take all the metrics, export them, chuck them into AI, and ask, what common things are you seeing here? Where's a new product that we could create out of this information you've got? Maybe not a new product, but a new offer. That kind of stuff. So quiz is super important for you. That's why I'm sort of driving it. It's like, hey, install it for you as well as the customer. But yeah, once they sort of give you some inputs, then you kind of can push an output of like your recommended bulletproof stack. And I did see they had some, build your own bundle. So you could create some bundles based on their questions, and be like, hey, based on your questions, here is a stack we think would work. Now you've taken a cold customer to someone of like, hey, here's a stack, and I wouldn't just put the product in front of them like here's the product, here's the price, here's what's included, whatever. Include some like tables are really good. So if you've got like without the stack and with the stack sort of tables. Now this is maybe a bit sharp, but you could probably soften a little bit. But it's like without it, morning mood, terrible, groggy, don't want to wake up, don't want to get into the day, sort of thing. And with the stack is just like energized, ready to go, clear head. Another one like afternoon slump, like with this product or without this product, standard afternoon slump, and then with these products, no afternoon slump, still clear, still ready to go, like that kind of stuff. But yeah, give them, their stack. Now this stuff isn't too hard to build out. Yes, there's a little bit of development they have to build behind the questionnaire. Now the questionnaire can be done through like any old questionnaire builder, and then you can create tags based on the questions they give, and then you can do if-then statements to then push out the right stuff, and you can deliver it on the website, or that's where the sort of development part would come in, kind of custom build some stuff there to promote the right product there. But you could use a generic form, even like email marketing, if you use Kit or MailChimp or something like that, that then based on their answers does some taggings and automation buildings and stuff like that, then sends them an automated email with their stack. And so it's like, if they included this, then in the email, show this product. If they said this, show this product, that kind of stuff. So you can build that out relatively easy, drag and drop, using those sort of products like Kit and MailChimp, and that sort of stuff. So you don't have to develop anything there, and it's delivered to them in email, and then they can go through and look at that. In the email, you can include like that extra information. Stop talking about the features so much, more about how it addresses their pain. And yeah, that's sort of my version. So we take a visitor, find your bulletproof morning stack quiz, personalized product bundle gets sent to them, email follow-up, first order, subscription, and then keeping them in your sphere. And again, if they don't order, you've now got information, you've got them in your database, you can nurture them, and there's a whole process there. So look, you've got attention to the website, to the quiz, and then I guess they become a customer or they don't. So they order or they don't. Now, if they order a one-off, you could email them about, hey, subscribe and save, tell them about the options there. Or if they don't order, then you can nurture, you can send them, they were a gym bro, send them content around the protein that you offer, for example, in this case, or whatever it might be. Now take these examples and apply them to your business, but nurture them until they become a customer or they unsubscribe. Now, that's people are scared of unsubscribes. Don't be scared of unsubscribes. I think it's great. It's showing that they are not your customer. You have tried to nurture them as best as you can. They have decided they're not a customer. That's cool. I'm glad. Don't be scared of sending too many emails. People are still sending one a month, or whatever. One a week is cool. Now, there's some tactics you can do to get. And now this is more niche, but there's some tactics you can do to actually get those emails delivered into the inbox and not so much the promotional or spam or junk folders. I'll probably go into that when I find a product or service to review that it suits. But yes, I do think they have a strong brand and a strong website. And this is sort of a simple little diagnosis tool that I would install, a little engine that stops people basically falling off and not becoming a customer. And basically improving that drop-off rate between website visitor to website buyer. And if you want me to do one of these free audits for your business, feel free to just click the link below. Fill in the quick little questions. Basically, I just need a little bit of context about you and your business, your website, that kind of stuff. And then, jump in, because I only do 7 of them a week. So fill it in, and I will get to that, and I will get back to you. I'll create a little one like this for you personally, and then you can take a bit more, relevant context, and apply it to your business. And pretty much every business, every business that I have worked with has at least doubled their qualified leads. Now, that's more of like a service-based thing, but I would imagine you'd see the same here in this sort of e-commerce space as well. But yeah, I'll catch you on the next video. Until then, go make some improvements and see the change.